Right now on Morning News Now, cuts and controversy for President Trump and his administration. This morning, 10,000 federal workers with the Department of Health and Human Services set to lose their jobs.
Keenly focus on paring away excess administrators while increasing the number of scientists and frontline health providers.
You just can't eliminate a quarter of the workforce and not have some effect on agency operations.
Meanwhile, concerns growing over President Trump's steep tariffs on imported cars and its impact on everyday Americans. And more fallout over that leaked group chat discussing a military strike in Yemen. We have team coverage this morning. Breaking overnight, a state of emergency in Southeast Asia. A 7.7 magnitude earthquake centered in Myanmar felt hundreds of miles away in Thailand. Now, reports of several people killed and many more trapped. We'll bring you the latest. Also this morning, fire and rain. Crews in the Carolinas struggling against severe conditions as wildfires spread. Plus, we're tracking rain and snow on the radar for some states. What you can expect for your weekend. And some serious star power on the Broadway stage. That's right. Some of Hollywood's biggest names are taking on new roles on the Great White Way. How the celebrity casting is changing New York's beloved theater scene for better or for worse. I know I'm one of those, like, I'm ruining everything, but I'm like, yay, I get to see Nick Jonas right in front of me.
See, the challenge is you get Denzel Washington, you get George Clooney, you get $809 per seat for a ticket, which is out of reach for some people, but folks are willing to pay it.
Yeah, and it really is something when you see someone that famous that you've seen on screen right in front of you.
That's why it works. That's why people fill those seats. Good to have you with us on this Friday morning. I'm Joe Fryer.
And I'm Savannah Sellers. We're going to begin in Washington, where another government agency's employees appear to be on the chopping block. This is the Department of Health and Human Services, and it's the Trump administration's largest target for downsizing, announcing yesterday that an additional 10,000 jobs would be axed.
Another big headline out of Washington. NBC News has learned President Trump privately expressed anger at National Security Advisor Mike Waltz for his role in the Signal group chat debacle. That's according to two Republican sources with knowledge of the conversations. Waltz accidentally added a journalist to a group chat with other top national security officials who were discussing an attack on targets in Yemen. NBC News Washington correspondent Alice Barr joins us now with the very latest. Alice, good morning.
Good morning, Joe and Savannah. Starting off with Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. framing these sweeping cuts to his department as a means to reduce bureaucracy and refocus on making America healthy again, while promising to save taxpayers nearly $2 billion. Critics, though, are worrying what will be lost. The Department of Health and Human Services, the new target of the Trump administration's government cuts, center stage again, with the announcement HHS is set to slash 10,000 workers, including a planned 3,500 at the FDA and 2,400 at the CDC.
We're keenly focused on paring away excess administrators while increasing the number of scientists and frontline health providers.
The new cuts on top of 10,000 jobs gone through the Department of Government Efficiency. In all, the agency appears set to lose a quarter of its staff. Democrats worry American health care and research will suffer.
How they're going to backfill, how they're going to make sure we're not losing critical muscle.
Elon Musk appearing on Fox News with several Doge staffers pushing back on criticism his team has moved too fast, occasionally forced to rehire fired workers, including at the FDA.
So we want to measure twice, if not thrice, and cut once. When we do make mistakes, we correct them quickly, and we move on.
As the White House acknowledged mistakes in that Signal group chat when a reporter was accidentally added alongside top Trump officials discussing sensitive plans for imminent U.S. airstrikes in Yemen.
The National Security Advisor took responsibility for that, and we have said we are making changes.
NBC News has learned President Trump is privately angry with National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, who started the chat. That's according to two Republican sources with inside knowledge. A federal judge now ordering the officials in the chat to preserve the messages amid an ongoing lawsuit. And President Trump signed a new executive order targeting Smithsonian, museums, education and research centers, directing Vice President J.D. Vance to eliminate, quote, improper, divisive or anti-American ideology from programs at the institution which receives federal funding.
Savannah, Joe.
All right, Alice Barr, thank you.
Well, for more on how these cuts could impact public health care and health in general, let's bring in NBC News medical analyst Dr. Vin Gupta. Dr. Gupta, always great to see you. So we're seeing these cuts to thousands of workers in the Health and Human Services Department. It's also right in the middle, by the way, of this growing measles outbreak. Do you think cuts like this can impact response to situations like that? What worries you the most?
Absolutely, Savannah. You know, we're seeing a few different things here. Number one, we're seeing that the comms are all being brought under Secretary Kennedy, and right now it's pretty distributed. NIH has their own comms, FDA has their own comms, CDC has their own comms, and now it's going to come under one individual. And there's going to be a lot of concerns here in terms of what does that actually look like in terms of independence of the agency to talk freely about the data and what's actually happening. And there was, we saw here on Friday, last Friday, the head spokesperson of the CDC actually resigned because they didn't feel like the CDC was following the data, because they were trying to, follow the priorities of a secretary that might not actually be following the science. So there's a lot of concerns here about clear public health information and how we're communicating to the public.
So some critics say they want the CDC to return to its core focus, infectious diseases. On the face, that may not sound like a problem, but why does that concern you?
You know, Joe, it's a good catchphrase, and exactly on your point, this on the surface, great. The problem here is that if you look at the top 10 causes of disease, of risk factors for illness in the United States show, both back in 1990 and just as recently as the early 2020s, infectious disease does not top the top 10. And so that's when we think about, well, it's the Centers for Disease Control. It shouldn't focus just on infectious diseases. It doesn't focus just on infectious diseases. It focuses also on chronic disease, like high blood pressure, like diabetes, rightfully so, because that's what's actually impacting Americans. So what's going to happen about, the biggest killers of Americans across the country if they don't have a CDC looking out for what's actually impacting them? That's the question.
These cuts, they might generate savings in the short term, but how could all of this ultimately drive up healthcare costs, maybe, and then potentially could that damage the economy?
Absolutely. Prevention is ultimately the biggest value in healthcare. And what's going to happen here is, the former Secretary of Health and Human Services, Savannah, said, there's going to be real impacts to the most vulnerable, elderly, other programs there that actually help keep people out of the hospital. There's going to be impacts, no question, to things that are high quality care at lower cost, whether that's for people that are younger, keep them out of the hospital in the first place, or those that, are healthy living or healthy aging at home. So yes, there's no question that we're going to see over time, to your point, we might see some short-term benefits in terms of cost reductions just because we have 20,000 less people ultimately from where we started. But this is going to have real impacts on Americans.
All right. Dr. Vin Gupta, great to see you. Thank you so much.
Dealerships across the country are bracing for higher prices. It's because new tariffs on imported cars and auto parts will go into effect in a few days. So how much more could you expect to pay? NBC News senior business correspondent Christine Romans takes a closer look.
At car dealerships across the country, your phones are ringing.
They're ringing. Customers are concerned.
We first met George Glassman last month. He owns Mitsubishi, Kia, Hyundai, Subaru, and Genesis dealerships in Michigan.
They want to make sure that they're getting in if they need a car and making that deal before the tariffs kick in. Consumers are going to bear the brunt of this, and it's going to be painful.
Car shoppers, dealers, and manufacturers bracing for higher prices as the president puts 25% tariffs on imported cars and auto parts.
If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff.
But almost half of cars sold in the U.S. and 60% of auto parts are imported. Goldman Sachs estimating tariffs could add $5,000 to $15,000 to the price of foreign-made cars and $3,000 to $8,000 on cars made in the U.S. because of border taxes on the parts. For Damon Jefferson, who works on an assembly line in Detroit, that cost may be worth it.
The American people have to realize that Trump is putting these tariffs in place to be able to keep the American people working.
The Trump administration banking on tariffs to spur more investments and bring factories back to the U.S. But retooling a factory is slow and costly.
The president would love to see all vehicles in the United States built in the U.S. with 100% U.S.-made parts. That's not going to happen. The industry is set up on a regional basis, so there will still be production in Mexico and in Canada.
Canada's prime minister says the U.S. is no longer a reliable partner.
We will respond forcefully. Nothing is off the table to defend our workers and our country.
Here in Miami, the Canadian government paying for billboards telling Americans tariffs are a tax on your grocery bill. Christine Romans, NBC News.
Vice President J.D. Vance and his wife Usha are set to visit an American military base in Greenland today as part of a scaled-back trip that's raised eyebrows on the Arctic island. The couple's unwelcome visit comes as tensions between Greenland and the U.S. are rising after President Trump repeatedly suggested the U.S. should take control of the Danish territory. NBC's Molly Hunter is on the ground with more.
The competition over the Arctic is heating up as Vice President J.D. Vance, Second Lady Usha Vance, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, and Energy Secretary Chris Wright prepared to fly to the remote Northwest BD Fuchs Space Base to meet with U.S. military personnel, skipping out on the originally planned cultural tour stops in Greenlandic cities. Russian President Putin cautioned the U.S. is serious. Everybody knows very well, he said, about the U.S. plans to take over Greenland. President Trump doubled down.
We need Greenland, and the world needs us to have Greenland, including Denmark. Denmark has to have us have Greenland.
But why the fixation on the largest, least populated island in the world, a territory of Denmark?
Greenland is 80% ice, and as the ice melts, as you can see right here, due to global warming, that's where Trump sees opportunity.
Underneath all this ice lies the prospect of an estimated 1.5 million tons of rare earth elements, as well as oil and natural gas reserves. Strategic Arctic shipping lanes also opening up, and Russia and China together already working on the key northern sea route. Here in the capital of Nuuk, Anders Larsen says they like America here, but not enough to want to be American.
You feel backstabbed and feel like it can be difficult to depend on America in the future.
But it's all about collaboration, says Greenlandic MP Kupanuk Olsen.
We need to learn to dance with the U.S. Yeah, we need to figure out how to
dance together.
Yes, dance together.
Thanks to Molly Hunter for that report.
All right, for more on this, let's bring in Kupanuk Olsen, who you just saw at the end of that piece there. She is a member of Greenland's parliament. Thanks so much for joining us. So we just heard you say Greenland needs to learn to dance with the U.S. Tell us more about what you meant by that. What are the benefits and the potential risks of deepening Greenland's relations with the U.S.?
Yeah, because the U.S. is such a huge nation. And before or later, we will need to do collaborations, business and tourism together. So, yeah, it's necessary to dance together. But it would just be really, really nice if we could be asked, would you like to dance with me, instead of being forced to dance. So that's what I meant about it.
As we just heard there in Molly's piece, it's not really a secret that Greenlanders are not happy with President Trump's plans for the territory, the things he's said a couple times now. Let's listen to some of what they had to say about this administration.
I'm a human. Humans are not for sale. We are not for sale. He's not welcome to Greenland and his administration because he wants to buy us.
We don't want you here. Just a clear message. We don't want you here.
How do you and other people who live there in Greenland, who are from there, feel about Vice President J.D. Vance's visit today?
So he has changed his visit plans to only visit Pituffik space base, which is, in my opinion, good that he has reduced his activities, because that would have interrupted so much in Sisimiut, especially during the dog sled race. So I'm grateful that they are only visiting Pituffik, and Pituffik is a place where there's a lot of U.S. military already. We are used to the Americans staying up there, so it doesn't bother us that much that he is only visiting the space base Pituffik.
Still, President Trump told reporters just this week on Wednesday the U.S. will, quote, go as far as we have to get control of Greenland. Given the growing attention on your home's strategic importance in the Arctic, how does Greenland balance maintaining your autonomy with this intense and maybe unwelcome interest from the outside. I mean, do you buy that Vice President Vance is only there to visit Space Force, or do you think there's more to it?
I think there's more to it. I think they feel that they need the control over the sea area for protection of the U.S. So I understand that part, but we do not wish to become a state under the United States because we're fighting for Greenland's independence right now. So I kind of feel like another colonizer is trying to take over my area, which we do not want. So that's, but yeah, I do think his visit has more than just visiting. I think but he has also said that he have heard of threats from China and Russia, which is not true. It's like we have never heard those threats. So it's I'm eager to hear what he will figure out up there.
All right, Kubanik Olsen, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, the FAA says it's implementing changes to how helicopters operate around Washington, D.C. after January's deadly midair collision over the Potomac. This comes as members of the Senate Commerce Committee grilled the nation's top flight officials over how to prevent future catastrophes. NBC News senior correspondent Tom Costello has the details.
8 weeks since January's midair crash, the FAA announced all helicopters flying around Reagan Airport must turn on their geopositioning transmitters called ADS-B, but with some exceptions for national security aircraft. ADS-B could have provided more precise location information to controllers. Investigators say the Army helicopter was flying too high when it crashed into the regional jet that night. A commanding general told senators the chopper was flying with its ADS-B transmitter off to avoid public flight tracking software.
The crew, however, was approved to operate with that capability off in accordance with Army policy.
Army policy that continues around D.C.
I am at a loss to come up with any justification for risking the lives of the traveling public with that decision.
Meanwhile, the FAA concedes its own database included more than 15,000 proximity warnings, potential close calls between planes and choppers over a recent 3-year period at Reagan. Yet it took no action. Since the crash, the FAA has restricted chopper traffic around D.C. and is now using AI to identify potential conflicts at 21 other airports.
The next big accident is in the data right now.
Inside the hearing, family members of the 67 people who died. Tim Lilly's son, Sam, was the first officer on the passenger jet.
This has been the hardest 2 months of my life.
While the Army chopper was not transmitting ADS-B data, it was sending its transponder location signal to air traffic control. The NTSB says it plans to complete its investigation within a year. Back to you.
All right, Tom, thank you.
Firefighters are facing another day, a brutal day, on the front lines in both North and South Carolina. One fire south of Asheville is now the top priority in the nation.
In South Carolina, the Table Rock and Persimmon Ridge fires have scorched nearly 10 square miles, and they're forcing evacuations. In North Carolina, crews are dealing with flames in areas still recovering from Hurricane Helene as downed trees from the storm and dry weather conditions fuel these fires.
NBC News correspondent Marissa Parra joins us now from Pickens, South Carolina with the latest. Marissa, good morning. So we know that fire south of Asheville, it's called the Black Cove Complex Fire. It's now the nation's top priority. A complex fire is when basically 2 or more fires are in the same area. Are firefighters making any progress there?
Hey, Joe and Savannah. So, yeah, just to keep it straight, because I know it gets a little confusing. So multiple fires across the Carolinas. We are, of course, in South Carolina, and there's a complex fire that we're right next to. But the one you're talking about, North Carolina, north of the border. And we do know, as you mentioned, the nation's top firefighting priority. This means there's 500 personnel assigned, tasked with trying to fight it, keep it under control. At last check, those latest numbers, it's around 17% containment. Yesterday, we were reporting that they were making some progress on that, which is, of course, positive news, but we're waiting for some fresh numbers to really get a sense of where that stands. But you mentioned Hurricane Helene's impact. I will point out that North Carolina so far remains the only place where we have seen structures lost from this set of wildfires, guys. At last check, it was around a dozen homes. Yesterday, we spoke to a man who lost his home, and he had his structure. It survived Hurricane Helene 6 months ago, but he called it the Cabin of Hope. And unfortunately, this home that he loved loved dearly was lost to these fires, but he's getting a lot of support from the community that's stepping up to help him out.
Marissa, the Carolinas, as I mentioned just a moment ago, still recovering from Hurricane Helene. It hit 6 months ago. How is the aftermath of that storm impacting the fire situation now? Down trees, what it's done to the vegetation, that type of thing.
Right. So I think it's interesting that you mentioned that, because obviously North Carolina is where we saw some of the worst damage, right? We talked about the fatalities from Hurricane Helene, and so much of that was concentrated in North Carolina. But even here in South Carolina, I actually just got an update from one of the media personnel here who's explaining to me that even here in South Carolina, the damage may not have been as bad, but it is still a huge part of why we're seeing the fire growth we're seeing, because this complex fires, we're seeing a combined 10,000 acres. They have continued to grow. The Table Rock fire, the Persimmon Ridge fire, and they said that it is the leftover debris, those fallen trees, even here in this local area. We got a firsthand look yesterday. That is a big part of why we are seeing this massive fire growth. It's making it a lot harder for fire crews to move through the forest to get to where they need to as well. And on top of that, guys, we are looking at strong winds today, which is also not going to make things any easier for the crews on the ground here.
Yeah, Marissa, I wanted to ask you about that. I mean, we know there are new red flag warnings for today for the western parts of the Carolinas. It's because of those gusty winds, also just dry conditions. Talk about how much harder that makes it for the firefighters.
Infinitely harder. The stronger the winds, the harder it is, right? Because it's going to, of course, push the fire and the flames not only faster, but in potentially unpredictable directions. And of course, that, makes it more dangerous for them. When I first got here a couple of days ago, those winds were a lot stronger than they are today and yesterday. But still, they're not as small and as slow as they would like them to be. I mean, ideally, there's no winds at all. But they are still going to see some stronger than normal winds today. And so in terms of the firefighting efforts, you know, we have been on the ground. We've talked about the controlled burn, the back burn. They'll continue to do that. It did seem to work here. We were seeing the flames getting pretty close to where we are now. Those flames do seem to have receded from where we are. But again, with those winds, they're going to continue to really rely on the aircraft, helicopters. They even had, the first time in South Carolina history, guys, an air tanker was used to drop fire retardant on nearby homes to protect them. The first time in this state history. And they're going to continue to see that throughout the day as well.
Yeah, not a place you expect to see that. All right, Marissa Parra, thank you for your reporting.
Well, let's get some more details on what to expect this weekend amid these ongoing wildfires. Time for your Morning News Now weather.
Meteorologist Angie Lassman joins us with the forecast. Angie, good morning.
Hi, guys. Good morning. We do indeed have those strong winds, the low humidity values expected again in that same region today. Right now, we're running about 55 to 65% for our relative humidity, and our winds are out of the southwest just at 5 miles per hour. But yes, we still do have those red flag warnings. You can see where they're centered, Asheville, Greenville included in those. This is what we're going to see here as we get into the afternoon, though. Dropping humidity levels. So where you see this darker brown, that's about 20%. We've got the kind of tan shade, that's about a 30% humidity level. And then the green is about 40%. So not great. Still really dry air in place. This, of course, just one of the ingredients that firefighters don't want to see. On top of that, those winds will remain out of the southwest, but they're going to up to about 20 to 30 miles per hour here as we get into the later parts of today. So that's what's happening with the fires. We're also going to watch kind of an active pattern set up across the country when it comes to a stormy weekend ahead. And we've already got that going for folks across parts of the South. Texas, Louisiana, you're waking up to some flood watches. We've seen some flash flood warnings in extreme southern portions of Texas closer to the border, including Brownsville. But this big batch of moisture has kind of interrupted those early morning drives for a lot of folks across parts of northern Texas, specifically Dallas, waking up to some wet weather. And this kind of batch of rain is going to slide a little farther to the east and north here as we get the day going and last into the afternoon hours. We'll still see that flash flood risk, specifically across parts of the Gulf Coast, where we're going to expect the highest amounts of rainfall as we get through the weekend. By tomorrow, notice you might be wanting it to look like spring outside, but it's not going to feel like that, and it's not going to look like that across parts of the upper Midwest, stretching basically from the Dakotas to Maine. We could see some of this kind of snow, some ice, and wintry weather. That's going to make travel difficult. We could see some down power lines as well, but we'll also see that heavy rain for folks across the Mississippi Valley and a potential for some stronger storms to develop late in the evening hours tomorrow. So Kansas City, Saturday night, that's one of the spots where you're going to want to watch for some of those stronger storms. This all moves to the east here as we get into your Sunday. Those downpours will be across parts of the southeast, the rain, the snow, the ice across the northeast and the upper Midwest. And guys, more than 50 million people under a risk for severe weather. Some of those do include strong, long-lived tornadoes, the damaging wind gusts, and golf ball size hail. So an active weekend across much of the East.
Certainly. Wow. All right, Angie, and welcome back from jury duty.
Oh, thanks. I did my civic duty.
Our nation thanks you.
You're welcome.
Much more to come here on Morning News Now. Later this hour, consumer concerns, a new bill that's sounding the alarm on gender bias in the retail industry. Why so-called pink tariffs have some shoppers seeing red.
Up first, though, breaking news, devastation in Southeast Asia after a deadly 7.7 magnitude earthquake. We'll bring you the latest after the break. We are back with breaking news out of Southeast Asia. Multiple people are dead. Many are hurt after a powerful 7.7 earthquake struck central Myanmar this morning.
It hit around 1:30 p.m. local time, close to Mandalay, which is the country's second largest city. The quake shook cities across Southeast Asia, including in neighboring Thailand. Hundreds of miles away, multiple high-rise buildings were damaged in the capital of Bangkok. Thailand's prime minister has declared that area a disaster zone.
NBC News international correspondent Janice Mackey-Frayer joins us with the latest. Janice, good morning. This is a densely populated area where this quake hit. Just tell us about the scale of the damage and what we know so far.
Well, what we know so far is that this was an incredibly powerful quake, measuring magnitude 7.7. There was also a very strong aftershock, 6.4, and a very shallow quake, less than 10 miles deep and very close to the second largest city in Myanmar, which has a population of 1.2 million people. The reports out of Myanmar are slow to come. This is a country that's still struggling with civil war. What we're hearing from websites there and different reports is that there has been extensive damage to roads, to highways, bridges. There was social media video showing a bridge across the Irrawaddy River that just fell to pieces into the river. As well, there are reports that the airport in the capital has closed down because an air traffic control tower has collapsed. Chinese state media is reporting in terms of numbers that 50 people have been reported dead with 300 injured, and the Myanmar government is now calling on people to donate blood.
Janice, as we mentioned, this is an earthquake that was felt for hundreds of miles. What is the situation in neighboring Thailand where it is easier to get information?
Well, the prime minister there has declared a state of emergency. It's testament to how powerful this earthquake was that it caused such devastation in Bangkok, which doesn't have a lot of experience with earthquakes and is also built on somewhat swampy land. So we saw buildings that were swaying. There were some under construction that literally fell to pieces. They just buckled and collapsed. There are several construction workers who are said to be trapped inside one of those construction sites, and as well videos of these high-rise towers swaying with the rooftop pools and the water spilling out over the edge like a waterfall. The problem is that there are still reports of damage coming in. There have been over 200 calls for help. The roads have been damaged, the highways have been damaged, so it's difficult for emergency services to get around. It's why Thai officials are saying that the situation is fluid, that it is changing, and they have declared Bangkok a disaster zone.
Janice, what about the concern of aftershocks?
That's a big worry, especially in Bangkok, with so many people, 17 million people living in that city, and so many of them in high-rise apartment towers. That those construction sites collapse so easily is also stirring concerns about how solid some of these structures are. It's why officials are appealing to people to take every precaution until they can get a full sense of the situation. And as the numbers begin to rise, so far they're confirming 3 dead. There are thousands who are feared injured, and dozens of people who are still at this hour unreachable.
Really just some stunning videos there. Janice Mackey-Frayer, thank you very much.
Overnight in Yemen, suspected U.S. airstrikes pounded a number of Houthi-controlled sites.
NBC's Matt Bodner joins us with that and other world headlines. Hey, Matt, good morning.
Savannah, Joe, good morning. More strikes on targets in Yemen this morning, hitting several sites controlled by Houthi rebels. So far, there's no official word on damage and casualties, but initial reports from the ground suggest at least 7 people have been injured in these latest strikes. The United States has not publicly taken credit for the strikes, but U.S. Central Command now has authority from the White House to conduct strikes in Yemen without pre-approval. The Associated Press reported the number of strikes on Friday was larger than previous attacks seen during Trump's renewed campaign in Yemen. Moving along now to Amsterdam, 5 people have been injured in a stabbing attack, 2 of them Americans. That is according to local police. 2 other victims are from Poland and Belgium, and they are all described as having been seriously wounded. The suspect was detained by a passing civilian. Authorities say that no motive has yet been established for the attack, and at the moment they believe the attacker chose his victims at random. 3 of the victims were in their late 60s and early 70s. We'll wrap up this hour right here in the United Kingdom. King Charles spent a few hours yesterday in hospital after he was said to experience temporary side effects of his cancer treatment. The king was due to visit the city of Birmingham today, but that visit has been canceled. The palace says that he continues to work in his study and that the trip was canceled on the advice of medical professionals. No information was provided by the palace on the nature of the king's side effects, but he has been seen in public today. Hopefully all is well with him.
Yeah.
Back to you guys.
Definitely. Matt Bodner, thank you. Coming up, controversial crackdown, the high-profile arrest of a grad student by federal immigration officers, sparking outrage nationwide.
When we come back, why activists say it's just one example of a growing problem. This is Morning News Now. Welcome back. There are growing protests in support of Rümeysa Öztürk. She is the Turkish Tufts University graduate student who was arrested by federal agents earlier this week. The government continues to crack down on student visa holders like Öztürk, calling her a social activist. NBC News correspondent Stephanie Gosk has the latest.
Protests calling for the release of Tufts University graduate student Rümeysa Öztürk. The 30-year-old Turkish citizen here on a student visa, according to her attorney. Video obtained by NBC News shows her being detained Tuesday by 6 federal agents not wearing uniforms and masked, telling her they are the police and taking her away.
And there was no allegation that she has violated any law whatsoever.
Massachusetts Democratic Attorney General Andrea Campbell is working with Öztürk's attorney.
What information specifically are you looking to get from the federal government?
What's the timeline here? Is she a threat to any community? Because based on every assessment we've done here in Massachusetts, where, of course, she was attending school, she is not.
DHS posting DHS and ICE investigations found Öztürk engaged in activities in support of Hamas, a foreign terrorist organization, but gave no further details. A year ago, Öztürk co-wrote an opinion article in the school newspaper that called on the university to label the war in Gaza a genocide and divest from companies tied to Israel. Immigration law gives Secretary of State Rubio power to deport visa holders who would have potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequences to the U.S.
We revoked her visa. We gave you a visa to come and study and get a degree, not to become a social activist that tears up our university campuses.
During the campaign, President Trump promised to deport foreign students involved in pro-Palestinian protests on campuses, where some Jewish students reported being harassed and assaulted.
If you hate America, if you want to eliminate Israel, we will throw you out of our country so rapidly your head will spin.
DHS has not revealed evidence of Öztürk's role in protests, and her friend called her detainment shocking.
There's definitely a feeling of feeling very unsettled and scared right now, and people not knowing what to do.
Our thanks to Stephanie Gosk for that report. Öztürk is now being detained in Louisiana. It's the same state where Mahmoud Khalil is being held. You might remember he is the Columbia graduate student also arrested by immigration authorities this month for similar reasons.
Well, in Las Vegas, a 36-year-old man has been arrested in connection to an arson attack on Tesla cars earlier this month. The federal government has said they'll crack down on a recent string of destructive attacks against the company. Of course, the backdrop of this is those protests that continue to spread across the country against Tesla CEO Elon Musk and his role within the Trump administration. NBC News correspondent Liz Kreutz has more.
Authorities announcing the arrest of a 36-year-old man who they say is responsible for using Molotov cocktails to torch several Teslas at a Las Vegas service center.
The suspect's name is Paul Kim.
According to officials, Kim is facing both state and federal charges, including arson, unlawful possession of an explosive, and discharging a firearm into a vehicle.
Our searches revealed numerous items of interest to include multiple rifles, a shotgun, as well as a black backpack with pink paint face masks.
Police say when Kim arrived at the Tesla service center last week, he began shooting into the surveillance cameras before spray painting resist across the front door and setting multiple cars on fire. Authorities say they're looking into his social media to determine a motive.
A preliminary assessment of the suspect's social media activity indicates some very loose but self-proclaimed ties to the Communist Party USA social media group, as well as social media groups called Revolutionary Communist International, Hidden Palestine, Palestine Action.
The arrest coming amid a rise in violence and vandalism of Tesla locations and cars nationwide. Earlier this week, a 33-year-old man in Texas was arrested for allegedly ramming a mini four-wheeler into multiple Teslas around the city of Texarkana, just one day after incendiary devices were found around a Tesla showroom in Austin. Liz Kreutz, NBC News.
Coming up, Broadway getting a big boost from some major Hollywood talent. But that celebrity casting is driving prices of tickets way up. More on the impact of star power on the Great White Way.
And unfairly taxed lawmakers sounding off on what they call gender bias in the retail industry. More on what's called pink tariffs and the push to end them. Morning News Now. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Two U.S. lawmakers recently reintroduced a bill to Congress targeting gender bias at retailers. It's known as the pink tariff. The bill would ask the Treasury Department to investigate if the burden of paying that falls unevenly on consumers.
So what is the pink tariff? Well, it's a higher tax rate on imported products classified as women's goods, which means it costs companies more to bring them into the U.S. Those lawmakers say that cost is often passed on to shoppers. One report shows people who buy women's clothes and shoes spend nearly $3 billion more a year than those who buy the same types of products for men.
That is a big number. For more, let's bring in Dr. Shang Liu. He's a professor and graduate director of fashion and apparel studies at the University of Delaware. Dr. Liu, thanks very much for joining us. So, we've heard of the so-called pink tax, items marketed to women, sometimes costing more compared to similar products that are marketed to men. But this pink tariff is different. Explain that.
Yeah, thank you for having me. So as you mentioned, pink tax refers to a term that women has to pay extra cost to get products or services compared to men. And to me, pink tax is more like a private sector pricing practices. But pink tariff is a little bit different because tariff is a tax. It's a public policy. And especially in the fashion industry, we find that for women's wear, the tariff rate often is higher than men's wear. And I think there are several reasons behind this phenomenon. Now, one is the current tariff system, which is set based on product category and also often is based on the fiber types. For example, consumers may not realize for clothing made out of polyester, nylon, these man-made fiber, the tariff rate can be much higher than clothing made out of cotton. Why is that? It's because, U.S. is one of the world's largest cotton manufacturers and exporters. So, of course, we would like to see, more foreign countries to use U.S. cotton. And we also know for many women's wear, and they tend to use more polyester and nylon in the fiber content. So that's why, the tariff rate or the tariff burden on female could be higher than men.
So help us understand just how big of a gap in cost this actually creates.
Yeah, actually, if you look at the specific tariff rate, even though it may not seem too big, but don't forget that for clothing in the market, most of them are female. Are for or targeting the female consumers. So the absolute tariff burden on women could be much higher than men. And also, there's a very interesting phenomenon. So for U.S. fashion companies, they often leverage free trade agreement to mitigate the tariff impacts. For example, if we import products from Central America, from Mexico, there's no tariff rate because we can take advantage of these trade agreements. However, for these clothing, most of them are men's wear because of these countries cannot make fashion-oriented women's wear, and this actually creates additional differences in the tariff burden.
Doctor, why is it taking this long for this all to be addressed? And is it possible to eliminate it?
Personally, I think so. Based on my understanding, the current tariff system actually was shaped by trade negotiations over decades ago. And at the time, and I would say, trade negotiation or trade policy making was a male-dominated world. So even though, paying tariff may not be the intention of trade policy making at that time, but at least the impact of trade policy on women was not a specific consideration. So we definitely need to consider more of the specific impact of trade policy on women. And also, according to U.S. Constitution, Congress actually has the power to set a tariff. And this also gives us an opportunity to make some changes.
Very interesting stuff. Dr. Shanglu, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
More money news now. Facebook returning to its roots with a new Friends tab.
CNBC's Silvana Henao joins us with that and other money news. Hey, Silvana.
Hey, Savannah. Hey, Joe. Good morning to you. Happy Friday. So Meta is rolling out the Facebook Friends tab. As you mentioned, it's a new feature that's part of CEO Mark Zuckerberg's pitch to revive the original spirit of the social networking app. And he says this new tab is a throwback to OG Facebook when you only saw friends status updates. So it will show latest posts from friends instead of recommended content, including stories, reels, posts, and birthdays. Garmin is adding AI tools and a subscription service to its app. Garmin Connect Plus includes AI-powered insights and other expanded features. Now, new and existing users will be able to opt into a free 30-day trial and then choose between a $6.99 monthly or a $69.99 annual membership. Now, all existing health and data features will remain free. And Hoka is being accused of not acknowledging the indigenous origins of its name. Now, the company, which makes those popular running shoes and sportswear, takes its name from the Maori name Hoka, which means to fly. Now, years ago, Hoka attributed its name to the ancient Maori language, but that disappeared from its marketing and website after Deckers bought the company in 2012. Now, a patent attorney in New Zealand says if Hoka doesn't want to associate itself with the Maori word, it should stop using it. Hoka hasn't responded to request for comment, guys.
All right. Interesting stuff. Silvana, thank you.
Yeah.
Now to the business of Broadway, which is seeing record ticket sales and record prices. This season, there's a show in every Broadway theater, all 41 of them. And nearly everywhere you look, A-list actors are on the marquee. That's driving up prices, putting many of those shows out of reach for some Broadway fans. And yet those houses are full.
The glow radiating from Broadway is powered by Starlight. Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal in Othello, which opened this week.
Oh, I love Denzel.
There are a certain kind of people who are the lifeblood of democracy.
And George Clooney as Edward R. Murrow in Good Night and Good Luck, which made $3.3 million in its first week, a record for a non-musical play. For Succession fans, Kieran Culkin headlines Glengarry Glen Ross, while his TV sister Sarah Snook is a couple blocks away in the picture of Dorian Gray. Not to mention longtime Broadway icons like Audra McDonald, Idina Menzel, and Bernadette Peters, all giving Broadway a post-pandemic comeback that just a couple years ago seemed hard to imagine.
This is by far the starriest season on Broadway ever.
Why do these huge Hollywood film stars want to be on Broadway?
I was recently having a conversation with Whoopi Goldberg, and yes, I'm going to name drop for you, and she said, Broadway is the place to basically prove yourself.
And that live experience is something theater fans want to see.
This is the most expensive ticket I've ever bought for a show.
But at what cost?
I try not to spend more than $50 because Othello's Othello. I'll go up to $100, but don't tell them that.
Well, here's the deal. As the New York Times recently highlighted, many tickets are selling for hundreds of dollars, some for more than $900.
Wow. I wouldn't pay that. Yeah, that is crazy. Is that the price?
It is, and some are okay with it.
And I paid $900 for my ticket, and I don't care because I got $900.
Perhaps now is a good time for that quote from Shakespeare's Othello, warning you to beware of jealousy it is the green-eyed monster. There's no doubt those prices can put some shows out of reach.
It affects the pricing perception of Broadway and doesn't really support the narrative that there is a price point for everyone.
The nonprofit TDF works to remove financial barriers to Broadway. That includes those TKTS booths, which sell tickets at reduced prices. TDF notes more than 2/3 of shows right now have an average ticket price that's under $150. And experts will point you to shows like Maybe Happy Ending, a Tony frontrunner for Best Musical.
It's an excellent show. It's not going to cost you $800 to see that show, and yet you're still going to have a very solid and fulfilled evening at the theater.
There are also ticket resale apps like Theater, where tickets can't cost more than face value. And shows often have daily lotteries or Student Rush, giving fans a chance to catch a star.
Luckily, they have a run for the next 3 months, so I'll be doing this every day if I have to, because I want to see this show, man.
Now, TDF also announced a sweepstakes. The prizes do include tickets to shows like Othello and Good Night and Good Luck. Another tip, just visit the theater's box office in person if you can. The folks at those windows are always very helpful. And here's the deal. You don't have to pay the service fees. That's what I always do.
Drive it up.
Exactly. Last night, I went to Glengarry Glen Ross, which is Kieran Culkin, Bob Odenkirk, Bill Burr. It is a hot ticket right now.
My husband wants to see that.
3 hours before the show, I saw a line of people sitting on the box office floor, just waiting. And the reason was, if the show sold out, if it totally sold out, then they would release a few standing room only seats
right.
for $45. It happened at 8 o'clock. I looked. I saw those people standing in the back. I went and talked to them. So they had to invest their time, hours of waiting in line.
Right.
It's a risk, but it paid off. They got to see the show for $45.
Do they do that in all the theaters you can stay
Not
in?
everyone. You got to look and see what everyone's different policy is about whether it's a rush or whether it's a lottery, whether it's digital, whether it's in person. Glengarry Glen Ross is a short show. It's an hour and 45. They waited in line longer than the show was.
Very cool.
But they loved
Crazy.
it.
It's like, that got me excited. I want to go actually see some of those. There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. Coming up, she went from entry-level employee to an executive at Google, and now Jenny Wood is sharing her secret to success with all of us.
Yeah, up next, more of her story and how she's hoping to inspire others with her new book. This is Morning News Now. Let's end this week on a high note by conquering our fears, or at least getting the blueprint on how to do that. Fear can often be a roadblock in our journey to success and to happiness, both at work and at home.
But experts say fear can hold people back from taking steps that could propel them forward. For example, if you're looking to snag a big promotion or maybe take on a new passion project, but you're stuck in a rut because you're scared, how do you get out of that?
Well, our next guest is here to help with that. Jenny Wood is a former Google executive and the author of Wild Courage, Go After What You Want and Get It, which is out next week. But we are excited to have Jenny live with us right now. You worked your way up from Google, from entry level all the way up to the executive positions. And this, you say, was your blueprint. Talk about, first of all, just why you wanted to write a book about this.
Yeah, well, I wanted to write a book because I had this moment in 2011 where I chased a stranger off the New York City subway. Even though I was scared and nervous and terrified of what might happen, that stranger became my husband and the father of my 2 children.
So you chased him because he was cute?
Yeah, literally. I chased this guy because he was cute. And that was the moment that
What did you say?
I said, excuse me, you're wearing gloves, so I can't tell if you're wearing a wedding ring. But in the end, I said,
And what did he say?
And he said, hi, I'm John. And I said, but if you're not married, you were on my subway, and I thought you were cute. Any chance I could give you my business card? Stop.
Do you do this a lot?
No, I haven't, because I live in fear. The same 3 fears that hold people back: fear of uncertainty, fear of failure, fear of judgment of others. And that's why I wanted to write this book, which is actually out now. It just came out
it's now.
2 days ago.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
no worries. And so, I observed, having coached tens of thousands of people directly or indirectly on leadership, success, and influence, that what often holds people back when they feel stuck is those same 3 fears. And so I wanted to help push past that fear to the joy and success on the other side for them.
My big fear is fear of regret, and I feel like you've eliminated that by chasing the man off the subway.
Well, right. Many people, research suggests that they regret the moves they don't make more than the moves they make that don't turn out.
And the tone of the book, and obviously even just the title, Wild Courage, it's kind of like provocative. Like, explain how you you're pushing people out of their comfort zone very much on purpose.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because think of all the uncertainty there is in the world right now, right? All the things that we can't control. Well, this is where you have agency. I'm pushing people out of their comfort zone by couching the concept in these 9 sizzly traits that I invite people to reclaim, because they create the bars of the invisible cage that keep you small. So those 9 traits are weird, selfish, shameless, nosy, obsessed, manipulative, brutal, reckless, and bossy.
We don't have time to delve into all 9, but if there's one you had to pick, you give advice on people that, hey, this can be a superpower for you. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I love the reckless concept. Reckless is the courage to take calculated risks and err on the side of action. So if you're on the fence, think fast and fearless. Do it like I did on the subway, or to ask your boss for a promotion, or to ask if you can spend 30 minutes with your boss's boss. It's also about recovering from mistakes, because, you know, once I sent an email to 27,000 people that was intended for 6, and let's just say it was not appropriate for 27,000 people.
That's a horror story.
Yeah, it was. But what helped me push past it was remembering something called the spotlight effect, which is the fact that we all walk around essentially with a spotlight over our own heads. It's a social psychological principle, and no one's lying awake at night thinking about your mistakes. So by extension, you shouldn't lie awake at night thinking about your mistake either, because they're thinking about their own mistake. They've got a spotlight over their own head. So that helps you be a little bit more reckless, take intelligent risk.
What about being manipulative?
So manipulative is a spicy one.
Yeah.
That's the courage to influence through relationship building and empathy.
That word is such a dagger, though, usually.
It does. But again, we're reclaiming these and we're using them to supercharge our success. So manipulative, here are 2 simple ways you can do it at work to advance your career. 1, pull it and bullet. If you want to influence someone to do something, then, you know, think about how you can trim your emails. If they are a bunch of text and paragraphs, long, meandering prose, pull 50%, pull it and bullet, write in bullets instead, and get your point across succinctly. That manipulates someone into saying yes to you.
Right.
Or another one is, you know, lean into politics. People say politics are a bad thing. I think politics can be an amazing thing. Meet your boss's boss every 6 months. Meet your boss's peers and build a relationship with them.
Internal politics.
Internal politics. Yes. Internal politics. Yes.
That's the key.
Yes. Right. Because when the promotion decisions are being decided, it's rarely unilateral. Oftentimes it's decided by committee. So get to know a couple of the key players who are most powerful.
Jenny Wood, great to have you with us. Thank you so much. And you can grab the new book, Wild Courage, and you say it's out right now.
It sure is.
Jenny,
so
good
exciting.
to have you with us. Thank you
Great
so much.
read. Thank you. Good to meet you.
That is going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now.
Stay with us as the news continues right now.
Right now on Morning News Now, health alert. President Trump's sweeping federal government overhaul targeting another key agency. Thousands of jobs at the Department of Health and Human Services now on the chopping block. It comes amid another day of fallout from that security group chat leak. Sources telling NBC News the president now expressing his frustration about the fumble and its wider impact. We've got the latest from Washington. New this morning, Bangkok rattled. A massive 7.7 magnitude earthquake striking neighboring Myanmar overnight. What we're learning about the casualties, including multiple people killed after a mosque partially collapses. In Thailand, folks living in high-rises forced to flee into the streets, fearing for their safety. Scenes of destruction and devastation now pouring in. Back home, Mother Nature doling out yet another weekend of wild weather. From those raging wildfires threatening homes and communities in the Carolinas to a dangerous dose of spring storms dousing parts of the South with heavy rain. Our Angie Lastman is watching it all from coast to coast in just a moment. And romantic recession later in the hour, why more American women are saying I don't to marriage, opting to stay single instead of settling down. We've been talking so much about how the younger generation is just doing things differently from the generations before them.
Maybe not getting married. There you go. Well, good morning. Here's some good news. It's Friday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Savannah Sellers.
I'm Joe Fryer. We're going to start this hour with President Trump's ongoing overhaul of the federal government, sparking mounting concerns over the future of our health services. The Department of Health and Human Services announced an additional 10,000 job cuts on Thursday.
Yeah, the government downsizing comes as the president privately expressed his anger at National Security Advisor Michael Waltz over the Signal group chat debacle. That is according to two Republican sources with insider knowledge. Now, Waltz accidentally added a journalist to that group chat containing top security officials discussing an attack on Yemen, as we've been talking about all week. NBC News senior White House correspondent Garrett Haake joins us with the latest. Hey, Garrett, good morning.
Savannah and Joe, good morning to you. And look, those eye-popping numbers of jobs to be cut from the health agency are certainly refocusing attention on Doge this morning and on the president and Musk's cost-cutting efforts across the government. Now Musk and members of his secretive team are speaking out about how they approach their controversial mission.
Overnight, Elon Musk and several members of his Department of Government Efficiency team speaking out together for the first time.
Well, this is a revolution. And I think it might be the biggest revolution in government since the original revolution.
Tech billionaire suggesting his work for the administration may be wrapped up by the time he hits the 130-day limit as a so-called special government employee.
I think we will have accomplished most of the work required to reduce the deficit by $1 trillion.
While questions have been raised about some figures announced by Doge without evidence, the joint appearance is a turn from what has been months of secrecy among the Doge staffers, who are helping Musk reshape the federal government, an effort that Democrats have criticized for cutting critical government services.
We really believe that the government can have an Apple Store-like experience, beautifully designed, great user experience, modern systems.
The cost-cutting campaign now targeting Health and Human Services after the agency announced yesterday 10,000 jobs were being eliminated, including at the FDA and CDC.
I want to promise you now that we're going to do more with less.
Democrats blasting the move.
It is a catastrophe for the health care of every American.
It comes as NBC News has learned the president remains privately angry with his national security advisor, Mike Waltz, according to two Republican sources with knowledge of the conversations, over Waltz's role in the ongoing group chat scandal. The sensitive text discussions of U.S. military strikes that included top officials and a journalist inadvertently added by Waltz, now bogging down the administration for nearly a full week.
It's embarrassing, yes. We're going to get to the bottom of it.
Late Thursday, a federal judge ordering administration officials who participated in the group chat to preserve their messages as a lawsuit over the matter continues. It's just the latest ruling against the White House, with President Trump and administration officials speaking out.
Many judges need to be removed. They are district judges trying to control our entire country.
And in another surprise move from the White House late yesterday, the president announced he was pulling the nomination of Elise Stefanik to be his UN ambassador. What's it all about? Well, the White House says this is about the margins in Congress. Now, in the House, the GOP advantage is just a handful of seats. And once Stefanik was confirmed, Republicans would have been short a reliable vote on the Trump agenda until her seat could be filled by a special election. Keeping Stefanik in the House adds a little bit of cushion. But, guys, I can't stress enough how unusual it is to see a nominee who's already had a confirmation hearing and would have easily gotten bipartisan support to be confirmed to get yanked from consideration like this. So there may well be more to this story to dig into today. Joe, Savannah?
We know you will. Garrett Haake, thank you.
Vice President Vance and the Second Lady are bracing for a frigid welcome this morning as they embark on an uninvited trip to Greenland. The couple will tour a U.S. military base in a scaled-down visit to the Danish territory. This comes as tensions between the U.S. and Greenland are on the rise amid President Trump's push to take control of the mineral-rich territory. NBC News international correspondent Molly Hunter is on the ground in Greenland with more. Molly, good morning.
Good morning. That's right. The high-level U.S. delegation already on their way to the remote northwest of Greenland, where it is remarkably even colder than it is here. But after a week of intense political pressure, the Greenlanders we're speaking to here in the capital of Nuuk say this new scaled-back trip just to the U.S. military base is something they can live with.
This morning, the much-anticipated, much-talked about, and now much-scaled-back trip to Greenland officially underway.
Vice President J.D. Vance, the Second Lady, along with a delegation including National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, took off from Joint Base Andrews this morning.
We need Greenland for national security and international security, so I think we'll go as far as we have to go.
On their way to the remote northwestern corner of Greenland, home to Bituvik Space Base and the 150 U.S. military personnel stationed there. The trip, originally billed as a cultural exchange, now a limited national security-focused mission. Greenlandic Member of Parliament Kupanik Olsen says any relationship with the U.S. must be about collaboration. If you met the Vice President, J.D. Vance, what would you say to him?
I would say, please do not take us. We are open for negotiations, but it should be on our behalf.
The heightened interest comes as competition in the Arctic is heating up.
There's just much more activity in the Arctic these days from Russia and China. The U.S. should have a growing presence there.
Russia's President Putin speaking at the Arctic conference Thursday, reminding his neighbors that President Trump means business, saying everybody knows very well about the U.S. plans to take over Greenland. But this morning, after pushback from authorities here, the uninvited American visitors wouldn't be coming after all. What did it feel like when they pulled out?
Relief, I think. A lot of people, the shoulders could let go.
Anders Larson runs a water taxi company here in Nuuk.
We've always looked at America like the nice big brother to help you out. And now it's like the big brother's bullying you.
Back in January, a local newspaper poll found that just 6% of Greenlanders wanted to be American. Not sure if that number has changed in the last couple of weeks, but many of the people that we've been speaking to here in the capital of Nuuk, they're like Anders. They respect America. They want to work with America. They like America, just not that much. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Molly, thank you.
Well, firefighters in the Carolinas are facing another challenging day as wildfires continue to spread, threatening homes and communities. With dry and windy conditions keeping the danger high, crews in both North and South Carolina are on high alert. And it comes as other parts of the country are experiencing a taste of spring weather. NBC News correspondent Marissa Parra joins us from Pickens, South Carolina with the latest. Hi, Marissa. Good morning.
Savannah, good morning. You can probably see some of the crews getting ready behind me to head straight to the fire line. We're seeing different aggressive measures being used to fight these fires. We understand that for the first time in South Carolina's firefighting history, an air tanker was used to drop fire retardant on nearby homes to protect them. These nearby fires have grown to a combined 10,000 acres as we're seeing new evacuations in North Carolina.
Firefighters in the Carolinas are working around the clock, trying to get the upper hand on raging wildfires that show no signs of slowing. North Carolina's Black Cove Complex fire, now the highest priority fire in the country, with over 500 people trying to tame it. The flames threatening a region still recovering from Hurricane Helene 6 months ago. Trees knocked over by that storm, literally adding fuel to the fire. In Hendersonville, sandwich store owner Matthew Rogers tells us how the home he calls the Cabin of Hope survived the storm, but it didn't survive the fires.
I woke up on Monday early and I saw on Facebook the house on fire, burning.
Further south across the state border, South Carolina's Table Rock and Persimmon Ridge fires are burning some 8 miles apart, the flames already scorching nearly 10 square miles. Officials urging everyone who lives between the two fires to get out.
You can see how intense the flames got when the fire came through here.
Helicopters and fixed-wing aircraft battling the flames from the skies.
Helicopters like the one you see behind me dropping down so they can connect that orange bucket beneath it. They're going to use that to fill it with water and then drop it where they need to.
In other parts of the country, a taste of severe spring weather, including flash flooding in Texas, where intense storms overnight dumped 5 inches of rain per hour in some areas, turning roads into rivers and swamping a hospital in McAllen.
And unfortunately, we did hear within the hour confirmation that leftover debris that we've been talking about from Hurricane Helene 6 months ago is a big factor and why we've seen these nearby fires here grow as quickly as they have. And by the way, the fires here in South Carolina remain at 0% containment. With the winds expected, they're going to continue to use aircraft and helicopters to make those water drops. But of course, everyone keeping a very close eye on some much needed rain expected this weekend. Savannah.
Absolutely. Marissa Parra, thank you. Stay safe.
Let's get a closer look at the impact of these wildfires and what to expect this weekend with your Morning News Now weather.
Angie Lassman is back with the latest. Hey, Angie, good morning.
Hi, guys. Good morning. We are so close to the weekend, and we do have the fires and some stormy conditions to talk about as we gear up for our Saturday and Sunday plans. Here's the deal right now. Red flag warnings in effect across parts of the Carolinas, stretching into Georgia to Asheville, Greenville. Included in that, we're once again going to see gusty winds and dry air today. Humidity levels could be as low as 20%, and our wind speeds could be up to 20 and 30 miles per hour and out of the southwest. This, of course, not going to be great for the firefighters that are going to fight those fires through the day today. Meanwhile, across parts of the south, we've got a whole lot of rain that has been working across this region, prompting some of these flood alerts that are already in effect. This batch of rain kind of hanging out right along the Gulf Coast, but then even as far north as places across the Tennessee Valley are going to see some of these downpours here as we get into the day tomorrow. On top of that, we've got some wintry weather across parts of the Midwest, Great Lakes, and New England as we get into tomorrow. The snow, the ice, it'll stretch from the Dakotas to New England. And we've got a chance for a couple of isolated kind of strong storms, specifically into the evening hours. Hail's going to be the main threat there. Kansas City right in the bullseye of that. By the time Sunday rolls around, that big mess of moisture works to the east. We've got rain across the southeast, the east coast, and we've got the wintry weather again from essentially the upper Midwest all the way into New England, Minnesota to Maine. We could see some ice, some snow. I wouldn't be surprised if travel is difficult, and we see some power outages across that region, really the northern tier of the eastern half of the country. Also, Sunday afternoon, specifically into the evening hours, we do have the chance for a severe weather outbreak, guys. It does include strong, long-lived tornadoes, and it includes a whole lot of major cities: St. Louis, Cincinnati, Little Rock. Hail, damaging winds also on the table.
All right, a lot to keep an eye on.
Yes,
thank you.
You got it.
Well, the woman sentenced to life in prison for killing the singer Selena will stay behind bars. Yolanda Saldivar was denied parole Thursday after spending 30 years in prison. Saldivar fatally shot the music icon in 1995 following a confrontation at a Corpus Christi motel. Despite her claim that the shooting was accidental, she was convicted of first-degree murder. Her next parole hearing will be in 2030. There's more to come on this hour of Morning News Now, including an update on the royal family. This morning, King Charles out of the hospital after experiencing some unspecified side effects from his cancer treatment. So we'll get you the latest from London.
First, after the break, we're following that breaking news overnight out of Southeast Asia. Multiple people are dead after a massive 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck Myanmar. The race to find those trapped under the rubble. Stay with us. That's next. Welcome back. We are continuing to follow breaking news out of Southeast Asia. Multiple people are dead. Many are hurt after a powerful 7.7 magnitude earthquake caused widespread damage in central Myanmar. The quake hit close to Mandalay. That is the country's second largest city. It shook cities and toppled buildings hundreds of miles away, including in Thailand's capital of Bangkok. NBC News international correspondent Janice Mackey-Frayer joins us now with the latest. Janice, good morning.
Good morning, Joe. This was a major earthquake that struck near the second largest city in Myanmar, population 1.2 million. The extent of the damage there is just now beginning to emerge, but this earthquake really triggering panic across the region. And the devastation in Bangkok, Thailand shows how powerful it was. Thai officials saying at least 3 people have been killed. There are dozens who are trapped in the rubble and a growing number of calls for help.
This morning, a massive earthquake causing chaos across Southeast Asia, measuring a powerful 7.7 and a 6.4 aftershock, striking Myanmar and triggering a state of emergency. Its impact felt in cities across the region as far away as Bangkok, Thailand. The city, declared a disaster zone by Thai officials, is home to 17 million people, many living in high-rise apartment buildings. This skyscraper shook, buckled, and was reduced to a pile of rubble as people looked on in disbelief. The quake forceful enough to turn this rooftop swimming pool into a waterfall. Frightened office workers captured on camera were scrambling from their desks as the tremor caused buildings to sway.
I was in my lazy boy and all of a sudden it moved back and forth and then it toppled over and I hit my head on the table, but it didn't leave a mark and I didn't break the glass table either.
Alarms going off as the quake hit around midday in Bangkok. Crowds were waiting at rail stations to evacuate from more densely populated areas. Reports from inside Myanmar have been slower to come, but videos on social media showed debris in the streets and broken roads and a major bridge near Mandalay that fell to pieces into the river.
The extent of the damage inside Myanmar has been harder to assess, and the reports slower to come because the country is still grappling with a civil war. But the latest reports we have say that the airport in the capital has been closed down because an air traffic control tower has collapsed. While in Bangkok, officials say dozens of people, including workers at a construction site, at this hour remain unreachable. Joe?
Janice, thank you.
Well, in the UK, King Charles has canceled his engagements for today after he had to go to the hospital on Thursday. The 76-year-old monarch had been experiencing unspecified side effects from his ongoing cancer treatment. NBC News International correspondent Kelly Kobier joins us from Buckingham Palace with more on this surprise announcement. Hey, Kelly, good morning.
Good morning to you, Savannah. The palace is sounding very upbeat this morning about the king's health. He was seen leaving his London home this morning, starting his weekend early after his schedule was completely cleared Thursday and Friday. The palace said that that was a precautionary measure taken on the advice of his doctors. An unexpected stay in the hospital for King Charles III Thursday after what the palace said was his scheduled ongoing medical treatment for cancer. The treatment caused temporary side effects that required a short period of observation in hospital, the palace said, adding that the king returned to his London home, Clarence House, near Buckingham Palace Thursday afternoon. His schedule put on hold as a precautionary measure.
Palace sources have stressed to me that this is a minor bump in the road for the king. He was discharged from hospital, returned to Clarence House and was working on state papers at his desk and, of course, spending time with the Queen.
It's a stark reminder that the 76-year-old monarch is still fighting the disease, even as he carries out a busy workload, meeting with members of the public earlier this week. King Charles announced he was diagnosed with an undisclosed form of cancer in February of last year, in the hospital at the same time as Princess Kate, who announced her cancer diagnosis a month later.
But I've had a fantastic medical team who've taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful.
The princess said she completed her preventative chemotherapy last fall and is now focused on staying cancer-free, surprising many with a busy workload, including several solo engagements, like this visit with the Irish Guards on St. Patrick's Day.
The Princess of Wales is positively glowing. On the few occasions I've seen her in public recently, she really seems to have a spring in her step, and it's almost hard to remember that she was away for so long.
But no overseas visits for the princess scheduled as yet, at least none that have been publicly announced. The king is expected to travel to Italy next week in a historic trip. The palace said that there are no major changes to his schedule next week at this time. Savannah.
All right, Kelly, thank you.
Authorities in Egypt are investigating how a tourist submarine trip in the Red Sea turned into a deadly underwater disaster. 6 people were killed after it sank in the ocean. The remaining 44 people were rescued, though some are in critical condition. NBC's Raf Sanchez has the latest.
It was billed as an unforgettable tourism experience, a miniature submarine voyage through the Red Sea, admiring coral reefs and exotic fish. It ended in tragedy. The Egyptian government saying 6 Russian tourists, including 2 children, killed when their submarine sank around half a mile off the shore. The cause unclear and under investigation. But authorities say it happened around 10 a.m. at the resort town of Hurghada. Of the 50 people on board, 29 were taken to hospital, 4 of them in critical condition. The survivors were visited by the regional governor. He says the company was authorized to operate the sub and that its captain had the right paperwork. The company did not respond to our request for comment.
Oh, my God.
This man says he took the submarine last year.
At the time, it felt safe. But realistically, if you're going 25 meters down into the ocean into a submarine, it can't be that safe, can it?
It comes after a deadly disaster involving tourists last November, when a yacht capsized and sank in the Red Sea, leaving 11 people dead. Tragedy also reviving memories of the Titan submersible, the miniature sub that imploded during an expedition to the wreck of the Titanic, killing all 5 people on board. Another undersea adventure turned deadly. Raf Sanchez, NBC News.
More world news now. Russian President Vladimir Putin calling for a temporary government for Ukraine as the countries try to negotiate an end to the war.
NBC's Matt Bodmer joins us with that and other world headlines. Hi, Matt. Good morning.
Savannah, Joe, good morning. Russian President Vladimir Putin continues to play hardball with regards to potential peace in Ukraine. Last night, Putin suggested that the Ukrainian government should be replaced by an interim authority under oversight by the United Nations, that is, until elections can be organized. This is the product of an old Russian talking point that does not recognize the legitimacy of Zelensky's government, and it really has no basis in reality. A spokesperson for the White House National Security Council said that Ukraine's governance is determined by its constitution and its people. That would be an apparent rebuke of Putin's proposal. Moving along now to Turkey, police in Istanbul used pepper spray, plastic pellets, and water cannons against protesters gathered last night for the largest anti-government protest there in the past decade. People are taking to the streets in defense of the mayor of Istanbul, the leading political rival of President Erdogan, after he was arrested last week. Many see the arrest as politically motivated and a direct assault on Turkish democracy. Nearly 1,900 people have been arrested at demonstrations in the past 8 days. We'll wrap up this hour in South Sudan, not to be confused with Sudan. The nation's vice president was arrested last night by an armed convoy led by ranking security and military officials. Vice President was arrested in his home, and observers say this effectively ends a 2018 peace deal that brought a 5-year civil war to an end. The United Nations mission to South Sudan warned that in a statement that the gains of the past 7 years are at risk, that the country's leaders stand on the brink of a relapse into civil war. Back to you guys.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. Coming up, from I do to I don't.
After the break, why more American women are choosing to put off a walk down the aisle in favor of staying single. That is up next. Stay with us. We're back with a growing trend among young women that some are calling a romantic recession. More young women in the U.S. are choosing not to get married and instead saying they are going to stay single on their own terms. So how do they feel about it? Well, a 2024 American Gender and Society survey found that more than half of single women in the U.S. believe they are happier than married women. Just over a third of single men said the same. Rachel Wolf joins us now with more on this. She's an economics reporter at the Wall Street Journal. Rachel, good morning. Such an interesting talker here. And you recently, you wrote, women throughout history rarely question whether finding and securing a romantic partner should be a primary goal of adulthood. This seems to be changing. What are the reasons that we know of so far, according to the experts who spoke to, according to what women are saying?
So the biggest reason that I found behind this growing trend is what I'm calling huge and growing demographic gaps between men and women. So we're seeing that men are just far less likely to have gone to college. They're lagging behind women when it comes to their finances. They're more conservative, more religious, more likely to believe in more traditional versions of family. And women are having a really hard time finding people who they say meet their expectations.
So if that kind of, as you put it, this primary goal of adulthood is shifting, what's kind of replacing it? What are young women focusing on instead?
We're really seeing them blaze ahead in their friendships, their careers. They're saying, I'm not going to let my search for a romantic partner stop me. They're saying that instead, I'm going to just do these things that I want to do anyway. Maybe they're continuing to try to find a partner on the side. They're not, most of the women I spoke to aren't saying like, I hate marriage or I hate men. They really do still hope to find somebody someday. But in the meantime, they're prioritizing their friendships, their careers, travel, and we're really seeing them take on these milestones of adulthood on their own. They're starting high-yield savings accounts for their future children, to go through the Single Mothers by Choice permit on their own. They're buying houses in much higher numbers than single men. So it's really interesting.
They're also going to college a lot more, right? This stat kind of surprised me. This is from Pew. It shows this divide in education between men and women. Nearly half of women between 25 and 34 years old had a bachelor's degree in 2024, just 37% for men. How does that impact dating habits? And is it like coming to fruition that we're understanding that that divide there really means something to women when they're trying to find someone?
Yeah, people prefer to date in terms of similar education and income. And so that growing gap is just making it harder and harder. We're really seeing that play out for women without a college degree. Their marriage rates have actually fallen the most. And that's because some college-educated women are still okay dating men without college degrees as long as they're earning enough. But when it comes to the non-college educated men, they're just struggling so much as a group that non-college educated women are really having a hard time finding viable partners in that pool.
Political views also increasingly at play here, right? We've got more stats for you. A Gallup poll found that 39% of women between 18 and 29 identified as liberal in 2024. 25% of their male peers said they were liberal. But I think this is bigger, right, than just who you voted for or people being able to, kind of agree to disagree type of thing. What kind of impact is this having at this particular moment?
Exactly. People really feel like it has very little to do with who you voted for president and a lot to do with your core values on everything from inequality to bodily autonomy. And we're really seeing women more than ever saying, you know what, I'm just not willing to date somebody who, even if I'm not sure of their political beliefs, I'm not going to risk it, which I don't think was happening a few years ago.
Rachel Wolf, super fascinating. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Great article.
Thanks so much for having me.
Coming up, don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, after the break, the Sweet 16 powerhouses and their nail-biting March Madness showdowns as some legacy favorites roll on to the Elite Eight. Grab those busted up brackets. Mine's busted because we've got all the highlights next. We are back with alarming new details about that leak of sensitive military information shared in a Signal group chat. According to a memo obtained by NPR, the Pentagon told employees about a weakness that had been detected in the messaging service and warned that it could be targeted by hackers. NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Chung talked to a cybersecurity expert to break down just how risky using Signal can be.
New details on a warning reportedly sent to Pentagon employees about the messaging service Signal, that it's a major target for Russian hackers. A vulnerability has been identified in the Signal Messenger application, the email sent last week said, according to NPR, and warning employees not to use it, even for unclassified messages. That warning just days after the infamous text exchanges.
Why are you going to get into the specifics? Is it because it's all classified?
About planning airstrikes. It's a warning security experts like Black Cloak founder Chris Pearson know all too well.
Using a personal device and consumer-grade applications on that device is something that is not advisable and, quite honestly, can really undermine the security of our country.
Signal is a message app that encrypts the message end-to-end, so it's far more secure than a normal text. But if the user opens a malicious email or a message from a bad actor, it could open the door to hacking anything on the phone.
If you are actually sent a phishing email link or a phishing QR code and a user actually clicks on that and it renders other software to run on that device, you can then add multiple devices to that account, including your criminal device to that account. So whatever the actual user sees, then you as an adversary also see.
The Trump administration has denied any classified information was shared on Signal. The use of Signal for state secrets would sidestep the normal protocol for handling classified material, which is supposed to be viewed in person in a sensitive, compartmentalized information facility approved by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, also known as a SCIF. If a sensitive document does need to be transmitted electronically, the government has a set of secure systems where they can be sent. Signal is not among them, and there is evidence of adversaries trying to hack into American systems. Late last year, the Biden administration warned Chinese hackers had stolen data from millions of Americans after compromising at least 8 different telecom companies. In a statement, Signal says there is no problem with its core technology and said that Pentagon warning has nothing to do with the current news cycle.
Careless, incompetent.
But as Trump cabinet officials face tough questions,
this disrespect for our intelligence agencies.
A warning from experts who deal with cyber hacks every day.
What we're talking about here is hardening the human. User interaction is really at the root of this problem here.
Brian Chung, NBC News.
Well, March Madness was back in action last night with the emphasis on madness.
Yeah, the drama continued in the Sweet 16 as Texas Tech staged a wild overtime comeback, while Duke, Florida, and Alabama all rolled on to the Elite Eight. NBC News correspondent Sam Brock is in Newark, New Jersey, which is hosting the East Region Games. Sam, good morning.
Joe, Savannah, good morning. Look, this was so far a bit chalky for some folks' taste in the sense that all the favorites were winning. Well, that hasn't necessarily changed. You still have mostly 1s and 2s left in the tournament. But last night, Texas Tech, down 16 points in the second half, comes back to beat Arkansas. That is the third greatest comeback in the history of the Sweet 16.
Darian Williams and Texas Tech delivered the late-game drama we've come to expect in March, notching a spot in the Elite Eight and ending the dream ride for Arkansas and coach John Calipari.
And I feel like crap right now, but this was as rewarding a year as I've had in all my years.
The rest of the night belonged to high flyers like Cooper Flagg and Duke, who along with established programs Florida and Alabama went gangbusters. The Crimson Tide's Mark Sears knocking down 10 threes, one short of a tournament record, as the Crimson Tide smashed the team record that stood for more than 3 decades.
Can you remember a time in your career where it's been that smooth?
Honestly, I haven't. But this year, for all of us to have success from that three-point line, it was definitely one for history.
The SEC continued its torrid streak, with Florida cruising by Maryland. But moving forward, the narrative is definitely focused on Flagg. The freshman phenom coming up clutch in a hard-fought win over Arizona.
No one really has a game plan for Cooper Flagg.
We asked Reggie Love, who played on Duke's 2001 championship team, about the electric forward, widely expected to be the top pick in the NBA draft.
How would you characterize Cooper Flagg's stardom?
He's super smart, he plays hard, he plays every play, but he's way more talented.
Now, more madness awaits in just a matter of hours.
So more on Cooper Flagg, guys. Last night he posted 30 points, 7 dimes, 6 boards, 3 blocks. It's not just that that's a clinic. Since the NCAA has been keeping blocks as a statistic, only one other player since 1986 has accomplished that, right? Ed O'Bannon with UCLA, which is to say he is in rarefied air. Now, I am no Cooper Flagg. I'm just going to note right now, I have witnesses here, that I hit a half-court shot about 15 minutes ago. There's video proof of it on my Instagram. So now check out my Instagram,
serious?
okay? Sam Brock TV. Little shout out, check it out. But just to embarrass myself to make sure that we get that box checked, I'll hit a shot or take a shot now. Oh, yeah! God, this must be my day, guys.
Sam,
it
try
must
the
be my
half
day.
court. Try the half
Proof
court.
on television.
Just
Sam,
nine more and you can tie Mark Sears.
Right now, Sam. Half
I'm
court.
done.
Do it.
I'm done.
I agree.
That's it.
Quit while you're ahead.
Half court shot?
Quit while you're ahead.
No. I'm quitting while I'm ahead 100%. I'm listening to Joe.
Ball, just try.
I literally, guys, I hit the shot. Half court shot.
Look, they agree.
Okay, great.
Who is that? Who's your crew?
This will turn out really well for me. Here we go.
That's as close as it gets.
That was really close,
It's all
Sam.
on tape now.
In and out.
I'll take a moral
Well
victory
done,
out of
Sam.
that.
Better than
Jesse Kurtz
better
last
than
year
one Jesse
humiliated himself.
Appreciate
He was
it.
like under the basket, couldn't get it in.
No, it was
so
like 15
you're light
tries.
years ahead. Yeah.
Sam.
Well done.
Everybody at Sam Brock TV.
You like that promo, right?
Bye, Sam.
That's the one. Thank you, guys.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's change this up this morning. More details are emerging in the race to buy TikTok as the app faces a potential ban here in the U.S.
Yeah, Oracle founder and chairman Larry Ellison is now rumored to be involved in talks with the White House to buy the social media giant or be part of a group that's buying it. You'll remember President Trump issued an executive order earlier this year giving the app's Chinese owner, ByteDance, more time to find an American buyer.
CNBC Global Markets reporter Seema Modi joins us now with the latest on this. Seema, good morning. So we had Vice President J.D. Vance recently exclusively telling NBC News that he's confident that this deal to sell TikTok will come by the April deadline, which is next Saturday. So we're just about a week away. Right. We think really, though, what's likely to happen is that like all the details aren't fleshed out, but maybe we just sort of get the headline of who's the winner here of kind of this whole suitors dance that we've seen happening. What do you think a deal with Larry Ellison and Oracle involved could look like?
Yeah, there are a couple different scenarios being gamed out by the market as this TikTok deadline nears. One is creating a U.S. TikTok company with U.S. board members in which Oracle would oversee TikTok's data in the U.S. and thereby sort of reducing the fears and concerns that China would have a backdoor and access to U.S. customer data. The other scenario is TikTok parent ByteDance allowing Oracle to not only control the U.S. data, but also the algorithm. But ByteDance in the past has seemed more reluctant to do so. So that's raising some concerns from lawmakers as to whether Oracle will truly be able to stop the Chinese from accessing the data of Americans. And those are the sort of the two scenarios being gamed out right now. But clearly, anticipation is building ahead of that deadline.
So, Seema, we saw Larry Ellison at the White House earlier this year. He does seem to be tightening his relationship with President Trump. How might that relationship impact TikTok and what happens?
Well, President Trump has hinted recently that longtime friend and Oracle founder Larry Ellison will be involved in a U.S. TikTok deal. Ellison is seen as a close confidant to the president, supporting him during his first presidential run, when at that time most of Silicon Valley leaned left. So fast forward to now, Oracle is currently TikTok's most important U.S. partner, housing the company's data on its important servers in Texas. So that's why this relationship is being examined so closely, because the two individuals have known each other for so long, and Oracle is already a partner to TikTok.
Seema, what's interesting to me is the price tag here. We know that ByteDance, it's the parent company of TikTok, has said it could be worth up to $200 billion. And then you do have some U.S. potential bidders here who are offering more money than what it seems like would come together with this Ellison and existing shareholder kind of deal here. What do we know about what ByteDance is going to want for this and why the White House is pushing certain bids?
Yeah, I know there's been reports circulating around that $200 billion number. And listen, one of the main investors to watch in all of this is going to be General Atlantic. It's a private equity firm that is a backer of ByteDance, which essentially owns TikTok. So that company specifically could play a bigger role, according to reports, in the new U.S. formed TikTok. So that will be a name to watch. But clearly, it's not just getting attention from so many users here in the U.S. that use TikTok, but investors as well, because there is a very big price tag.
Seema Modi, we will be watching. It's going to be a busy week next week. Thanks for joining us.
All right, President Trump's new tariff on imported cars likely to hit the wallets of American consumers.
CNBC's Savannah Hanau joins us with that and other news. Hey, Savannah, good morning.
Savannah, Joe, good Friday morning to you. So car buyers are facing higher prices and less choices under President Trump's proposed 25% tariffs on auto imports. Now, experts say those higher fees could add $3,000 to $6,000 on average to the cost of vehicles, and automakers will have to decide how much of that to eat up or pass on to consumers. They could also stop selling more affordable models or remove some features to keep their costs in line. Meanwhile, Google is adding new features to Maps, Search, and Hotels to help you plan vacations. So Google Maps will now be able to identify locations in your screenshots and save them to a list. AI overviews for Google Search will now have features to build an itinerary with just a few prompts or phrases with reviews and photos from other users. Price drop alerts are being added to Google Hotels with filters such as area, star ratings, and beach access. And Frito-Lay is recalling some of its Tostitos chips because they could contain milk that could be harmful to people with certain allergies. So this recall covers about 1,300 bags of the 13-ounce Cantina traditional yellow corn tortilla chips. They were sold at stores and online retailers across 13 states, including Alabama, Florida, and West Virginia, with a guaranteed fresh date of May 20th. Customers can call Frito-Lay's support line with any questions, guys.
Well, they have a support line.
They have a support line.
Customer service.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Savannah.
You got it.
All right, this morning we are giving you the inside scoop on a new Netflix docuseries that just premiered. It's called Gold and Greed and focuses on a real-life, decade-long treasure hunt. Back in 2010, an eccentric millionaire hid a treasure chest filled with golden gems. He put it somewhere in the Rocky Mountains and published clues that were pretty cryptic. Well, then in 2020, someone found it. But as you're about to see, a new hunt is now underway. That expression about finding a needle in a haystack, that's a cakewalk compared to this backwoods marathon. The hunt for a 40-pound treasure chest resting somewhere in the 265,000-acre expanse known as the Rocky Mountains.
It's life-changing money.
We got $1 million in gold.
$3 million. $5 million.
It was a maddening search, now chronicled in the Netflix series Golden Greed, directed by Jared McGilliard. He was inspired by the legends of his childhood, Indiana Jones, and the Goonies.
This series captures adventure. It captures the positives and also the pitfalls of adventure like this.
It all started in 2010. An art dealer named Forrest Fenn hid a bronze chest filled with gold and other valuables.
It's out there waiting for somebody.
There was no pirate treasure map.
As I have gone alone in there and with my treasures bold.
Just 9 rather vague clues woven into a poem in his memoir. It's estimated that over the years, the mystery lured some 300,000 searchers, including Justin Posey.
It was less about the gold. It was about solving this puzzle that combined, poetry and history and wilderness exploration.
In the series, he shows how he trained his dog Tucker to detect bronze.
And I think what we discovered pretty quickly is that he could smell bronze at least 4 feet down.
Is it fair to call it an obsession?
Well, I think there's a fine line between dedication and obsession.
At least 5 people died while searching. Others had to be rescued. Ben would even appear regularly on Today, announcing new clues.
The treasure is not in the graveyard.
Finally, in June of 2020, came the news.
And it's just suddenly over.
Oh my gosh. There's just no way. There's no way.
No. That's not true. You're lying to us.
The treasure was found. We later learned in Wyoming by a medical student named Jack Stoof, who kept a low profile.
I was a little crestfallen. I didn't expect it to be found in my lifetime, so I was pretty surprised.
Now it's Posey who has a surprise, which he revealed to the filmmaker while shooting the series.
I wanted to let you know I've hidden some clues in that area's within all the spaces you guys have filmed my house.
Justin says he hid a new treasure.
It's just a way of kind of paying it forward, what Fenn created for thousands of us.
You say that you had hints, clues throughout the documentary, but you have not seen the documentary, so how do you know those clues are even in there?
I feel confident that they are.
Netflix says no one working on the production or distribution of the series knows anything about the alleged treasure or clues. The streamer doesn't know if any of Posey's clues actually made the final cut. Neither does the director.
I'll just say this. I think that the world is way more exciting with Justin Posey's treasure out in the world than without it.
As for what's in the chest, well, Justin says gold coins, gemstones, and a dragon bracelet he was able to get from Fenn's original treasure. Can you put a dollar amount on it?
Let's just say whoever finds it will not be disappointed.
Forrest Fenn did pass away a few years ago, but like Indiana Jones, his quest is now inspired a sequel. So perhaps some of the clues are somewhere in that 3-part docuseries, which is out now. Posey says you'll also find clues in his new book, Beyond the Map's Edge, which just happened to come out yesterday as well. Not a coincidence. Netflix does say it does not encourage searching for any treasure. We should note we don't know if there is any treasure beyond what Justin says, but we'll have to see if the excitement ramps up the same way it did for a good decade in the Rocky Mountains.
I feel a shoot coming on.
It's going for a treasure hunt.
a little team
As we've been told, you don't have to dive for it, and you don't have to spelunk for it, is what Justin told us. So no spelunking necessary, in case you're wondering.
Yeah. All right.
All
We'll
right.
split it with the whole morning news now.
There we go. Exactly. Millions of dollars. All right. We have made it to Friday. That can only mean one thing here on Morning News Now.
Time for your can't miss list. Grab your morning popcorn. Get ready to start your weekend. We'll be right back.
Finally, this hour, it's Friday. That means it's time for your weekly Can't Miss list.
We've got a sneak peek at all the movies, shows, and music that's coming out this weekend.
And here to help us through it all is Jason Carter, an entertainment journalist and host of Jason Unleashed.
Hi.
Good to have you with us.
Show.
We've got a stacked lineup here.
Stacked lineup. Elated to be here. Let's kick things off with a new Jason Statham movie, A Working Man. And once you've seen one Jason Statham movie, you've seen them all. But that's what's great about them. So sad. No, seriously.
If you like them, it's great.
I love them. He plays Levin Cade, a retired black ops officer who has retired to a normal life of construction work, only to be reactivated back into the thick of things when his boss's daughter is abducted and moved into human trafficking. I know.
Is that Liam Neeson?
It's very Taken vibes.
Yes, but look, when you want a movie that you know you're going to get, what you're going to get, this is what you get.
Where can you see that?
You can see this in theaters today.
In theaters. All right, there you go. Okay, now let's talk about The Friend. It's like
The
a dog movie.
Okay, I love my dogs. Naomi Watts, I love her too. Her birthday's the day after mine. This movie is about a woman named Iris, who's a teacher who has a mentor who passes away and bequeaths her with this massive 150-pound Great Dane named Bing in real life, but in the movie's named Apollo. Bill Murray's in the movie. It's a great film about finding life through grieving and also how a pet can uncover so many things about your life you didn't know, and happiness. Pets, I'd say dogs are better than humans sometimes. In theaters as well.
The book was an award-winning book 8 years ago, so I always imagine they'd
and
make a
Naomi
movie
Watts,
out of this
fantastic.
one.
Awesome.
You gotta love her. All right, this is the one I think the most people are excited about. If you're staying indoors this weekend, which you probably are because there's storms everywhere, it's The Studio. It's on Apple. It is about a fictitious Hollywood studio, but boy, people love this.
I've seen it. It's awesome.
So you've seen the whole series because you're that girl. I've only seen the first 2 episodes. It's streaming now. Seth Rogen is fantastic in this. Catherine O'Hara, Catherine Hahn, Martin Scorsese makes a cameo, and he is phenomenal. Martin
Same
Scorsese,
with Ron Howard, Olivia Wilde.
Yes, so many people, but Rogen plays a studio exec who is tasked with keeping this aging studio afloat in the age of streaming. Now, Seth Rogen is known for being super comical, obviously, but we see a kind of softer side of Seth, a more mature side of Seth, and the cameos are out of control in this. This is a must-watch. You have to get into this. The first 2 episodes
It's just a fun watch. Like, you'll laugh at everything. It's awesome.
Right,
It's
and the
beautiful
way it's
to look
shot,
at, too. Yes.
right? That
one camera for each scene gives you all that drama. Okay, this one sounds super funny. Is it supposed to be funny? I'm not sure. It's with Nathan Lane. Okay. Mid-century modern. What a cute title. Also, tell us about this.
Well, we're calling this The Golden Guy.
Yeah.
With Nathan
it's Golden
Lane.
Girls, right?
Matthew Bomber. And also Nathan Lee Graham. These are, and the late Linda Lavin was also in this series. 10 episodes. She was in the first 7. A group of men retired to Palm Springs to live out their life. I mean, essentially, right?
Which is a common story. Yeah, exactly.
And it's great because this is multi-generational. You see how different people of the LGBTQ plus experience move through the world through different generations. I am a Gen Xer, so my experience is going to be different than someone who's a boomer. But of course, the comedy is there from the creators of Will and Grace. You have producer Ryan Murphy, who knows a thing or two about making great television. Stream this on Hulu. As you said, Joe, so much to watch, right?
Exactly.
I would have guessed millennial.
Yeah, we only have
Really?
We only have like 20 seconds. I know you want to talk about Will Smith.
He's
right?
back.
Yes. Okay.
Back 20 years later.
New album.
Yeah, new album. Will Smith can do no wrong, and he's now more hip hop than he's ever been before. This is called. I always forget the name of the album. Based on a true story. His last album was called Lost and Found. That's why I get confused. But Will is back. This is the first of 3 albums that will be released in 2025. And Will is saying he created this music post-2022. And the journey and growth that he's experienced since then, and also
what happened then? All right. Jason Shade, thank you so much.
Thank you. Great to have you.
Love being here.
That is going to do it for this hour of Morning News Now.
Stay with us, so the news continues right now.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.